All right, hello everybody, Zaxtor99 back with another video. In this video, I'm going to quickly demonstrate how to get the GDLE Enhanced emulator for one of my favorite MMOs of all time, Asheron's Call, up and running on your computer. The great things about this emulator here is that it's completely free. You'll never be asked to put money in or donate money or anything like that to keep this emulator running. But it is supported by a few people that have put in a ton of work to make Asheron's Call playable again. Now there are people playing this this game. I tried it about a year and a half ago, played with my son, and it feels like Asheron's Call. Granted, there's not as many people playing today as played Asheron's Call, a few years ago. But if you're looking to go back into Asheron's Call and get the, find out why Asheron's Call was rated by so many of the players of Asheron's Call as the best MMO ever made, this is an opportunity for you to play the classic Asheron's Call without having to pay any monthly fees, without having to pay anything. You can go in and play the game. See for yourself if you think it's fun. There will be other people online. And if you want to get that PvP experience, you can also get that here as well. And they also have their own Discord channel. So if you wanted to go in and, talk to them or talk to the people running the servers or whatever, you could do that. So this is a great opportunity, guys. I haven't played since like the end of 2018. And if you guys will remember, I do have videos on my channel when I was there when Asheron's Call got shut down on January 31st, 2017. And you might have heard my voice crack and heard me cry when Asheron's Call got shut down after running for almost 18 years. So it's back, guys. You guys can play Asheron's Call. There is another emulator called ACE, which stands for Asheron's Call Emulator. From what I've gathered by reading forums and on Reddit and stuff like that, this is probably the better choice to go with. Both of them are up and running. Both of them are, have the same kind of content. But I believe from everything that I've read that, you might get a better experience by playing this one. So I'm going to show you how to get it installed and how to get it up, up and running on your computer. So I'm going to have the link to the GDLE, which stands for GDLEnhanced Open Source AC Emulator. I'll have the link down in the description, and it is just right up here. So once you bring up this website, guys, you're going to come up here, and you're going to go to the first option here called Installing. And you're going to go ahead and click on Download Installer here. You're going to want to go ahead and just click on Download the zip, because you're going to need the zip file with files that we're replacing. So the first one here is just the main Asheron's Call client. And then we have to change a couple of those files. So you're going to download the zip file, and then you're going to download the Worg launcher right here. So basically right here, you're just going to download these three items here. And you're not going to need to click on those, but I'm going to show you guys how to do this. Another thing you're going to want to go ahead and download is you're going to want to come over here back to the base website and go to Decal and click Download Decal. So you have four things that you want to go ahead and download, and so you can click on all those buttons and download these, and you'll see that I've already downloaded these files. So now, once you get all these files downloaded, the first one will probably take you the longest, the main AC file. But once you get all these downloaded, the first thing you're going to do is you're going to go ahead and install. So let me come into my File Explorer. I am on Windows 10, so if you're running some other version of Windows, it might be a little bit different for you. But let me go to Downloads here. And the first thing you're going to want to do is go ahead and install AC1. It says AC1 install. That should be the name of the file that you've downloaded. You're going to go ahead and double click that. This really isn't that hard to install, but I just wanted to go ahead and make a video for anybody that might have problems or might want to see a video to reference on getting Asheron's Call up and running on their computer. Okay. Alright guys, once you double click the AC install, you'll see this window come up here for Asheron's Call Install Shell Wizard. You're just going to go ahead and hit next here. You want to leave this destination folder alone. You want to install it at the default location, Turbine Asheron's Call. It'll say successful, you'll hit OK, and then you'll go ahead and click install again. So basically you're just agreeing and installing it. I think you have to click it like 3 or 4 buttons here. You're going to see it quickly install to your computer here. Shouldn't take that long at all. I mean, it's only a 500 megabyte file. And then you're going to go ahead and hit finish. All right, guys, so once we got the AC client installed, we're going to go ahead and go down. And the second item that we downloaded here is the download zip file, which says AC data, and it's a zip file. What you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go ahead and find the Asheron's call folder on your computer. So for that, we're just going to go into our File Explorer again here. This again is on Windows 10. You're going to go to your main hard drive. You're going to look for, don't go into Program Files or Program Files 86. It's right on your, should be right on your main hard drive. You're going to double click the Turbine folder. You're going to open up the Asheron's call folder. Okay? So from there, we're going to go ahead, once we get that open up, we're going to leave that window open. We're going to go back to our downloads where we've downloaded the zip folder, which is the second item right here. And you're going to open that zip folder up. Okay? Then you're simply going to take, again, this is all for Windows, so I don't have a Mac or anything like that. But you're going to go ahead and take these, you're going to take the ACC client and you're simply going to drag it over into your Asheron's call folder. So make sure you're not putting it in one of these folders. Just make sure you're dragging it anywhere here over these files. And when you do that, it's going to come up with an option to replace the file in the destination. That's what you want to click on. So just left click this option, and it will copy the zip file folder or zip file over the AC client in your Asheron's call folder. Do the same thing with the next two files, the client cell 1 DAT. Again, just drag it over into your Asheron's call folder. Click on replace the file in the destination. Should go really quick. And I would just wait for these to complete before you move on to the next file, just so nothing goes wrong. Okay, so last one is going to be the client portal. You drag that over. Again, click on the replace the file in the destination and wait for that to copy over. So we're almost done here, as you see. Okay, so once you got that completed, you can go ahead and close out of the Asheron's call folder. And you can close out of the, or go back, you can go back from the zipped folder. And the next thing you're going to want to install is the Worg launcher installer. So just double click on that. You'll see that Asheron's call, the client, is on your desktop. And here, you're just going to go ahead and click next. Once you see the Worg launcher setup, don't worry about all these, just go ahead and hit next. Again, we want to leave this as the default folder, so don't change this. Hit next. You're going to want to go ahead and click the I accept terms of the license. And you will wait for this to install. Should be really quick here again. And then don't worry about launching this right now. We're just going to go ahead and hit finish. Okay? Because what we want to do here is we want to go ahead and get the Discord, not the Discord, but the Decal. So we download Decal on that second page. Once you download that, you should see that in your downloads. You're going to double click it. It should be a file that says setup. So setup.execute. Publisher cannot be verified. We're going to go ahead and run it anyway. Because you trust me. It's going to say welcome to Decal 3.0. Setup wizard. You're going to go ahead and hit next. You're going to go ahead and accept the terms. Hit next. You want to go ahead and click typical right here. So don't worry about customer complete. Just hit the typical. Hit next. Okay. So now that we've got Decal up, Decal will automatically start. It'll say Decal is already running. Okay. So once we have that, we're going to go ahead and find where Decal's running. It's going to be down here at my bottom. You'll see the Decal agent. We're going to go ahead and right click on it and click configure. Okay. Okay, so it says one or more of your XML files was not found. Please click the update button. Okay, so it's going to go ahead and tell you here that you need to run the update. So that's the first thing you want to do once you open up Decal. Now to get this window up, again, after you install Decal, it's going to automatically start. And go down to your task manager down here. It should look like this, the Decal agent. And you're going to want to go ahead and just right click on that and configure. And then it'll come up with probably an error, as we saw. And then it's going to want you to update. So we're going to go ahead and click the update option right here. And that is going to go ahead and update. It says your decal components have been updated. Go ahead and click OK. However, we still see that all these red X's, that's bad. That means the decal is not working correctly. So we want to go ahead and fix that. So if you read the decal instructions here on how to fix this stuff, you want to make sure that you have DirectX. You know, if you don't have DirectX yet, I'll have a link where you can get DirectX if you don't yet have it. But you want to have at least, I think, 9.0. Most people probably have 11 or 12 at this point. And if you've played any other Steam games, chances are very high that you already have DirectX. Okay? Okay, so it says here that a red X for the filter version 1 plugin is normal. If you have all red X's, go back to step 1 and replace the AC client execute from the zip file. Okay, so what we're going to do here, we've already done that. We've already replaced that AC client execute in the folder. So we're going to go ahead and just close this here. And we're going to come down here and we're going to right click on the decal and we're going to exit out of it. Okay. So this is kind of why I made this video, because I figured right here is where people might have problems getting this GDLE Asheron's called Emulator up and running. So we're going to go ahead and double click decal again. And when we do that, it's going to come up, it should come up with a window like this, browse for folder. So what this is wanting to know is it's wanting to know where our Asheron's Call game is located at. And obviously it is not in my Zaxtor 99. We're going to come down here, guys. And, well, we are going to go ahead and go to this PC. And you're going to want to come down to your main hard drive, as we told you before. And then we want to go down to the turbine folder. Okay. Once we go down to the turbine folder, we'll click on the Asheron's Call folder. And we'll hit OK. So you just want to highlight the Asheron's Call folder and hit OK. And then once you do that, Decal will, it won't give you any kind of prompt or anything like that, but Decal will start running. So again, if we come down here to our file manager and we open this up and we right click and we go to configure, we'll see that now all those red X's that we saw before have now been changed with a check mark. So that's exactly what we want. And it says that this version 1 plugin is normal. It's normally checked red, so don't be worried about that. Okay. So now it says to add the Worg filter DLL. So you're going to go ahead and click Add on this box, and we want to come down and we want to click Browse. So don't worry about all this. Just go ahead and click Browse, and then we're going to come in here and we're going to find the Thwarg launcher folder. Okay. So we're going to come in here. If you don't see this Thwarg launcher automatically, located here, you're going to want to come in here. It's under the Program Files 86. You're going to go to your main hard drive. You're going to go to your Program Files 86, and then you're going to go down looking for Thwargle Games. Double click that folder, and then click on the Thwarg launcher folder. And then the file we're wanting is the Thwarg filter.dll. We're going to come down here. We're going to highlight that, and we're going to click Save. Okay. And then once we do that, we're going to go ahead and enable the decal injection in the bottom right corner of the Thwarg launcher. Okay, so we can go ahead and close this, and we can go ahead and close the decal agent. So now we're going to go ahead and open up the Thwarg launcher by double clicking on it. Okay. And once we open this up, let me go ahead and close this out, guys. Okay, so once you get the Thwarg launcher opened up here, guys, don't worry about your account name and your password yet. You haven't yet created an account, more than likely, if you're following my video. But all you're going to want to do right now is you want to just make sure that you check this decal injection, or make sure that this is checked, okay? And then we're ready to launch the game. However, we don't have an account name, we don't have a password yet. So this is where you're going to come right back to the main GDLEAC. You're going to go to the installing, and you're going to scroll down here to the account creation. You're going to click on which one you want. If you want to play PvP, you're going to choose High Tide, and it's going to tell you that you have 3 account limit. Harvest Bud has a 3 account limit, so you can only have a maximum of 3 different accounts, which you're going to have multiple characters on each account, so you're going to have plenty of space to create as many characters as you want, for the most part. But if you want to go to Reef Coal, which is another player versus environment server, there's no PvP here. you can choose this one. So basically you have two choices for non-PvP and High Tide if you want to do PvP. So I've created an account on Reefcool, so that's where I'm going to go. So if you want to join my server where I play, you could go to Reefcool here, just click that. It'll come up here. It'll give you a warning, I do believe, telling you you have to agree to some information like, hey, you can't charge money, you can't sell things inside the game on eBay, for example, or whatever, and you're not playing this game for any kind of monetary gain. You'll agree to that, and then you'll register your account by putting in an email address, the username and password you want to use. You got to confirm that you're not a robot, and you'll submit that. And then I believe you'll confirm your email address. It'll tell you exactly what to do. I already have an account that I created a year and a half ago. But you're pretty much going to do this no matter which server you go to. You're just going to put in an email address, username, and password, verify that you're not a robot, and then you're going to go into your email and click on the link to verify that's a valid email address, and you really created an account for Asheron's Call. And then I would write this down, the username and password that you created so you don't forget. And then you can plug that into here. Make sure you choose which one of these you actually created an account on. So for example, I created an account on Reefcool, and I'm going to go ahead and highlight that, put in my username and password, and then I'm going to go ahead and click launch. Okay, guys. Once you get the character creation screen, you're going to want to go ahead and create a character. The screen's probably going to look really bad as far as the graphic resolution and everything like that. So you're going to want to go ahead and just create a character. Just go with the defaults for right now. It doesn't matter because you can always delete the character. But just create a character for now and get inside the world. Once you get inside the world, you're going to want to come down here and you're going to click on this last little green box right here. Or you can just hit the F11 button. So if you hit the F11 button, you should see a bunch of blue buttons like this pop up in a window. Here you're going to want to go to the last tab, Configure, and that's what you want to see right here. So we want to scroll all the way down to the graphics options, which is like the third set down here. And you're probably going to have like a default of like 800 by 600. So this is probably what your screen is going to look like, something like this. So you want to go ahead and if you're running a 1920 by 1080 resolution, you're going to want to select the best resolution you can for your monitor. For most people, that's probably going to be the 1920 by 1080. You need to confirm that right here within 10 seconds. So you need to hit yes right here, and suddenly your game will look a lot better. So once we do that, we're going to want to come down here under Rendering Quality Options and just change this landscape draw distance. Make sure you put very low on that one. So we want to go very low on the draw distance. If you want to change some of these other things, you can experiment with like increasing the texture quality and stuff like that. You might want to just leave it alone though, so you're not lagging. But once you do that, guys, just go ahead and make sure as well that turn your character with camera turning. Make sure that's turned off, or the movement is probably going to feel a little bit weird. So make sure that that's checked. Make sure that's unchecked. And that's the three things you really want to do. And then go ahead and hit apply. And it goes over those processes in the, on the web page that I have linked down below as well. So once you have done that, guys, your character is going to be a little bit different and look a little bit different than this character here. But I'll show you guys how to get in the world in the next video. I'll show you guys how to get in the world, how to start leveling up your character, and exactly how to start that leveling process. And we're going to go ahead and make some new videos in this world on how to take your character really quickly through the hub. And level your character up and get him up close to level 50. So we're going to make a series of videos again. I made a series of videos that you can check out on leveling your character up in Asheron's Call that I made way back in 2013 on the actual official client for Asheron's Call. But now that we have an emulator, I want to go ahead and make a new set of videos and show everybody probably the quickest way to level up and at least get to a respectable level so you're not a noob in Asheron's Call. So that has you in the game, guys. You guys can run around and explore if you want to, or you can wait for my next set of videos where I'll show you my recommendation on how to level up quickly without help if you don't have help from a friend or something like that. So be sure you comment down below, guys. Let me know if this video has helped you get Asheron's Call installed. And if you're already playing the game, let me know what you think of Asheron's Call. Are you returning? Are you a new player? Let me know all the details, guys. I would love to know. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure you comment down below. Be sure you rate this video. This has been Zaxtorian 9. Take care, everybody.